So first of all, you need to know if it's too much or too little, okay? So a lot of people will find themselves with excessive body hair, which is like hair on their face or chest or back. That's the reason to see the doctor.
What could too much hair be a sign of?
Hormonal problems.
Really?
Yes. So it depends. First of all, you have to know, like, have you had this all your life or is this new? You know, because some people have just been like their bodies, they're hairy.
Yeah,
their
I
parents,
mean, like, I'm Italian and I
Listen.
got hairy arms, and Mike P reminds me every day. He like looks and just pets my arm, and
That's
I'm like,
right.
please, I'm just
not normal.
Italian.
It's not a normal thing to do at work.
But if all of a sudden you find, man, this hair is coarse and it's thick, and I have a 5 o'clock shadow, you need to see your doctor because you might have an endocrine disorder, you might have a pituitary tumor. There's all kinds of things that are kind of like not always that scary, but sometimes worth evaluating.
And you're probably not getting a date if you got a 5 o'clock shadow.
I mean, it depends on who you're trying to date. Like,
That is true.
You know what
Somebody
I mean?
out there for everybody. You kept me in check right there. That's a very good point.
Beard
Doc.
game is a thing. You know what I mean?
Right? It's 2018. Everything's new. So what's the right way to get rid of unwanted hair? Is it waxing? Is it shaving? Is it plucking? What do you do?
So the thing about hair is you have to realize that the shape of it is tapered. So the top of a new hair is going to be really thin and the bottom is going to be a lot thicker. So if you shave hair, you're going to cut it off almost like cutting off a tree and have like this big like hair trunk that's going to be a lot thicker and coarser, or look a lot thicker than coarser than if you plucked it or if you like waxed it. So if you want hair to grow back, when it grows back to be kind of thinner and less noticeable, you really should try to pluck it or pull it out.
So we're talking about hair all over the
hair all
body
over.
here in different areas. What is a sign of a good hair growth? Like where this is natural, this is healthy, this is not something to be alarmed by.
I wouldn't worry about hair that's not like super abundant. So what I mean by that is like if you find yourself with like hair here and there, especially as you get older, we all get a little, you know, something you want to pluck here and there. If it's just here and there, I wouldn't think that that's a problem. But if you think it's like a lot, like it's full and you're actually finding yourself with like full on like chest hair, especially as a woman, that's definitely worth, you know, kind of checking out.
Yeah, I mean, we have like 10 plus more minutes in the shower just to shave our legs, shave our armpits. We have so much.
So is this more of excuse me for the ignorance, is this more of a female or male issue in terms of that hair growth?
A man can have excessive hair growth. They call it hirsutism. That again would come from like noticing that over time you
It'd
just
be
have
really
a lot
extreme,
more. It'd be
automatic.
really extreme. You're talking like wolf man status. You know what I'm saying? Where you're like, this
guys are
is
naturally
just-
hairy.
Exactly. But if you're like, man, I'm having a whole lot more hair on my neck or shoulders than I ever did before, it's worth being, you know, seeing the doctor and getting checked out. Just making sure that everything is okay.
So I got a question for parents and for kids out there. You know, if a child's going through puberty and parents notice that there's no extra hair growing, is this a reason for concern, and how do you address that?
It can be. So you're talking about now the stages of puberty. So you notice that there should be like breast growth and like scrotum growth, but also hair growth. So a child who doesn't have any like underarm hair or pubic hair by the age of say 14 is probably like something that you should see your pediatrician about, because you would expect to see that. You would expect to see certain hair growth starting, if not already, by that time. And sometimes there can be hormonal or even genetic issues that can cause a child to not develop hair growth, and it's worth like evaluating.
Could there also be issues where the hair grows in maybe private parts but not the armpit? Is there certain ways where you can be like, well, it's happening here but not there? Is that an issue as well?
It should be kind of an all or none. So if you notice like there's hair under the arms but not in the pubic hair area, that's all counts as good hair growth, because the puberty is all of those spaces. But if you see no hair, like nothing under the arms or in the private parts, that's definitely worth like at least talking to the pediatrician, because sometimes there are outliers, but by the age of about 14, you kind of get past the outlier space and you start to wonder if there's something like hormonal or genetic that's going on.
Yeah, because I guess my final question would be, as a father with a son who's 11 years old now, am I starting to be, is there a too soon space where it happens? Is there a too late? It sounds like you're saying 14.
14
if you get to that
is kind of
space,
too late, and like 8 or under 8 is probably too soon.
is this going to start happening for him at 11? Do I have to do? Oh,
I
I'm
have
not
one
ready.
that's
I'm not
close
ready
there
for
too,
this.
I know.
Doc, I'm not ready for this. You're scaring me. So it's about, I'm
get
probably
there.
in that space right now.
I'm getting teared up. I know what you're talking about. I'm there.
Oh, wow.
It's
All
okay.
right.
It's
Well,
okay though.
Thank
So
you very
basically,
much.
I got to start plucking my leg hairs, is what you're saying.
Well, if you shave them, it's okay, because you
Okay.
know.
Ladies, I got your back. We don't have to do that.
Dr. Wendy, you can follow Dr. Wendy and read some of her latest blog posts on her site. It's dreverywoman.com. Dr. Wendy, always a blast talking to you.
Yay.
Always so informative, too.